Hey guys, so I'm just sitting here doing some bifacing, working on some of this Buffalo River. This, some of the stuff I heat treated. It got just enough heat, if you ask me. It slicked up a little bit and it's not too brittle, so I think it did pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up because I know it can't stay where it's at, so I don't want to be giving myself any false hope that this thing's gonna be a big wide piece. I have to skinny it up a little bit. This is the bowl of percussion going in. I can see the cone right here, the Hertzine cone. So I'm gonna need to get rid of this part right here, I'm sure. Just keep trying to work my way around to it. See if I get one more this way, I can come back and just knock that whole shebang off there. See the fractures going in. Where was that? Oh, it was right here. It was a finger stinger. Why'd you want to break that way? Hit it too high. Guess we'll make this our tip. Still got plenty of time to figure that out. Come on. There we go. It's a little bit excessive, but I'm still learning. I'll get there. These hammer stones are still new to me. It's all still pretty new to me. Let's see. Yikes. Man, I did the same thing on the last piece I worked on. flake turned when it went in there. It just did what it was not supposed to do. So now I gotta hope I got enough thickness between here and here to work this thing out. Getting to where I almost prefer to use the natural tools as opposed to copper. The results are just so much better for me. At the very least, doing my pressure with antler and stuff. As long as you got your edges right, to me it seems easier to get a better result, good result with antler and natural tools and stuff. Definitely looks more authentic. There's no doubt about that. Hoping I can get this thing figured out here. The cortex left on that edge right there. Try switching over to this antler here. Wow, that thing went in there and jumped straight back out. It's a serious hinge. It would be really hard for me to do that with copper, and without stepping the edge all up real bad. And there's a few little step fractures in there, but it's pretty clean compared to what I would have normally had with copper. These are just things I'm noticing along the way, guys. I like to point things out. I reckon I might be able to get one up in there. I had to really pry that thing off there in order to get that to come off. Trim that little bump out of my way there. Still not quite right. You can really use anything to dull your platforms. I find that the antler kind of dulls them just enough. Trying to work my way in on this thing. There we go. Get overshot, but I'm perfectly fine with that. In this situation, I'm perfectly fine with that. Oh, too high. Edge is too high. There we go, that one helped. I'm trying to work my way down to this bottom of this flake scar where I messed up earlier. Basically had to shape the whole point around this little spot right here. Still make a nice Dalton or a Clovis or something. Come on, baby. Loving the antler. Loving it. Try to get this billet direct percussion thing pinned down a little bit before I move on to the shaft punch, the horizontal shaft punches. I've dabbled in them a little bit, but not a lot. Enough to see that they work really well. Thank you. You guys hear somebody napping in the background, it's Jack Crafty. He's hanging out with me today. Just kidding. That'd be cool though, wouldn't it? Sure, I'll sit down and just sit down and nap with him one of these days. That's looking not too awful bad. Maybe I'll make an Elk River, try to do some parallel or diagonal oblique flaking, pressure flaking. Although I'd like to have a little bit wider preform to start with that. Oh well, it'll make a good Clovis or Dalton preform. Or anything for that matter that's a little on the narrow side. It's got a nice body to it. If you could really shape that thing up and make even an agate basin or something. Make whatever you want. I can do a dovetail still. I like the thickness it still has. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.